Mentorship ideally involves a relationship that's mutually reciprocal, where one colleague has chosen and another colleague has offered to guide and, in a sense, very professionally and personally enable another colleague toward their goals, whatever that means.
I see mentors as providing guidance. So the interaction between a mentor and a mentee is usually one-on-one and direct, and you set your career goals with the help of that mentor, and they provide you guidance and advice as to how to achieve those career goals.
There's often a need to make suggestions to people to give them the confidence and inspiration to take the steps that they need to on their career journeys. Often it is, gee, do you know how good you really are and the tremendous things you're achieving? You need to perhaps have that more widely known.
The way I see the difference between mentorship and sponsorship is that a mentor would meet with you and talk to you about career planning or the issues that you want to discuss. Whereas a sponsor is someone who's still going to meet with you, but they're probably going to talk about you as well to other people. And so I see the key differences is that in a sponsorship relationship, you're really advocating for the person.
The type of support that they provide might be a lot more active, and the interaction is not simply between the person and the sponsor, but then the sponsor goes out and speaks to other people about that person. So the reach and the effect is much broader, and they provide a lot more pragmatic and active support. They might nominate someone to be chair of an important session at a conference or to join an important committee, for example. So they're sort of putting their own reputation on the line, speaking on behalf of you. Examples would be encouraging staff to apply for national and international awards. I won't name names because I'll embarrass people on here, but we're always, as a faculty, putting people's names up for awards, which gives them great visibility, which then enhances their career because of the opportunities that flow from that. So there's an example of sponsorship.
In terms of what makes a great sponsor, I think it's somebody that you could go to, fully trust, and know that they will invest and advocate on your behalf for your benefit, and nothing complicated beyond that. So that goes to my point about then you need to demonstrate that you're worthy, or it's going to be good value to invest in you and have someone proactively try and help promote your career.
Knowing the colleague and what makes them tick, building those bridges, proposing and nominating people for certain committees, or if nothing else, the management by walking around saying, how's it going? That builds that trust, so then when you have the conversation, you're connected to them. Everybody's driving their own career forward, and we've got to help them find a way then to make that a successful journey. But it's so different for everybody that there's not a formula that really answers that question directly.
That's a $64 million question, isn't it? When the student is ready, the master will appear, yeah. Sort of thing, I think it is. I think that's a very difficult question because sponsorship can be, and mentorship can be, across so many different areas, and someone who might be a great mentor around your research career development, if you're an academic, might not be the right person to aid you in building your leadership skills. So might be completely different sort of mentorships that you might need. And sponsorship too. People have got different areas in which they can sponsor. So once again, someone who might be able to sponsor you in research by getting you on an international technical committee of some sort to raise your profile might not be the sort of sponsor that could encourage you into an assistant dean position or a head of discipline position.
It definitely is a two-way relationship between the sponsor and the sponsee, if that's such a word. But I think what's really important is that it's also something that grows over time, I think. And now you both see the opportunities to further their career.
Our university is committed to equity, but quite often the standards used don't make it feel that way, particularly to our women in academia. because the standards seem so high and yet the pressures are so great. So it's trying to work inside the system to make sure any of the equity systems we have actually are made available and they actually do what they say. Because if you come up for promotion and you've been on 0.8, so you can juggle home and career balance, it's then unfair for the promotion panel to say, well, you didn't have 100%. You're not supposed to. You have 80%. So to make sure that the case is made and I can advocate. So I think part of the sponsorship role is, when necessary, to advocate.
If you take a career break, say to start a family or to look after a member of your family that might be older or unwell, then that causes a break in your development of a track record. So when you come back to work, you're one step behind others, and you then need some extra help. You need some extra help to get back on track and to start publishing again, to start getting on grants. And that's where sponsors in particular are really important, because sponsors can put your name on their grants so that you can slowly rebuild your track record. And they can also put you on their papers, and you can contribute to that paper writing so that you build up your track record. So it's really important to have a sponsorship program within the university so that women who might be, coming back to work after a break get that extra help that they might need because they're at a disadvantage. I think one of the challenges is for sponsors is that you are putting your own reputation on the line to vouch for somebody else. That person then has to deliver. They have to work hard and they have to prove themselves worthy of the recommendations that you've made for them.